Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's edition of Beyond the Ordinary Show. Today, we're going to be speaking about how the quantum shift is reshaping us spiritually and humanely as well. And we're going to get into the current energies of 2025. And this is such an important conversation. And someone I call her, she's been a champion for me and for us. And she holds such a stable field of quantum presence, really holding a field of turning what's possible into the highest octave of actualization. And so it's Meg Benedicte who's on. She's a quantum energy healer, spiritual teacher, and the Earth way shower. And she's the creator of quantum access modality. So she works closely with Archangel Metatron, and she teaches ascension training and protocols at her Quantum Access Academy. She's an avid explorer of the ancient mystery school tradition and offers quantum access to client students and global audiences to enhance living soul purpose and embodiment. What I also have to share about Meg is that she's really ushering in the next wave of what we're expanding into in consciousness and embodiment, and what that means for how we're creating, and how there's a new fluidity in which that is occurring, a different timeline that we're jumping in. So we're going to talk about all this and more, but this is going to be an amazing call. We'll probably open up to Q&A. We'll see how it all flows. And there's a really special offer that we'll get into a little bit later. That's like a new version, really anchored in of what Meg is way showing and providing all of us to help us through this ascensionary journey. So it's with that, Meg, that I'm so happy to have you on today.
I'm so happy to be here with you as well. Always a treat for me, and welcome to everyone who's joining us here in this powerful energies today.
Powerful is right. So, what are you sensing? What are the trends that, or what are these currents that are we're really being affected by right now?
Well, I'll tell you, since you and I got back from Egypt in October, the whole winter, it felt like just being kind of blasted open, and there was a lot of purging and needing more rest and just kind of being more inner focused. And that launch this year, 2025, is so far we're halfway in. It's a rare uh, astrological year. I can remember, in 2012, when I was writing about what's coming, and all the astrologers were like, there's nothing happening in 2012. It's in 2025. I can remember them saying that.
Wow,
Yeah.
wow.
And I'm like, bing, here it is. All right, we finally
Mm.
landed, right? 2025. So it's all the outer moving planets all moved in a sequence into 0 degrees of the new signs. And so it set up this kind of like a ramping up of a sequence of a cosmic reset. And that's what's been happening for the first half of the year. And a few of them went into 0 degrees Aries, Neptune and Saturn left Aquarius. No, Pisces. I'm sorry. Pisces went into the first degree of Aries, which is called the Aries point. It's also called the Aries vortex, which I think is fascinating.
Wow.
But it's the first degree of an entire cycle. But it's happening all through this year, next year, because those planets and other planets in Aries, like they're all kind of moving. They're going forward, and then they're retrograding back to 0 degrees there, and then they're going back again, right? So it's just going to be like hitting it over and over into next year. And so this is, of course, that's to me, that's kind of, I can hear like the wah 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 cosmic reset. That was it. But then what just happened last week on the 7-7 portal, I couldn't even believe it, lined literally up on the day of the 7-7 portal, was electrifying Uranus moved into 0 degrees Gemini. And I don't know about you, I led a global meditation. The energies were so intense. Like the half hour before, I had to go lie down and regulate myself because I was like, it was like so strong. But what that did was I felt that as the quantum shift. Like I think we were building up to last week, and then boom, that thing hit, and it was just kind of like, whoa. but I feel lighter. I feel more open. I feel freer since that happened. I feel more energy. I feel more power inside. Like it's really positive. And I'm hoping everyone else is noticing that as well. It's a threshold. I even, anytime I bump up a threshold, I always seem to break glass. And I had actually a glass of sparkling water explode in my refrigerator. So it's just kind of like we bumped up above a certain frequency threshold. And also because of my work in the gate. So, we've talked about this before. So I've been traveling the last couple of years. I'm living here near the Mount Shasta 5D gate, which is it's the 5D root chakra. But then I traveled to, of course, with John and then Catherine McGowan the year before to Giza and into the throat chakra at Giza, and then also to Glastonbury a couple times in the last couple years to Gaia's 5D heart chakra. And these are all fully activated now. But what I wanted to bring up too, John, about kind of this year being this cosmic reset is back at Mount Shasta. That's like the cradle of creation. Nothing can really materialize here if it's not landed and rooted and grounded right into the root chakra. This is for ourselves within our own root chakra. And of course, it's for realities in Gaia's root chakra as well. And so what I've been watching happening over the last couple of years, actually since December 12th, 2019, which was a 12-12-12 gateway, is we started to really see clearly these two global timelines kind of vying to be fully rooted, landed, and grounded into Gaia's root chakra. And it's, I think, what we since I've been here since 2012 at Shasta, I feel the old timeline. So let's talk about that real quick. So the original timeline that we were born into, it's a hierarchical extraction, patriarchal control matrix type of timeline. And I think that landed and grounded into the 3D level of the root chakra, if that makes sense, right? But what's happening is this, we call it the new earth or the golden age or the ascension timeline, has finally really rooted and landed and grounded and is alive now in Gaia's 5D root chakra at Shasta. So when I get up into physically, even walk in there and get into it, the thing is lit, like it's really alive. And when you get into a 5D force field, as you mentioned, it's so different. So 3D force field's very compacted, right? It's very dense and like that. This is the opposite. It's like the space opens up around the atoms and you're in this big, expansive, kind of fluid, buoyant field. And it feels so much better. And it allows you to open to more of your full potential and feeling like you're being squeezed and constricted from all that you desire, right? And all that you want to bring through you. And I went this morning when I was out doing meditation on the creek, in the woods. And I noticed as I was walking, it was like I was looking into a prism, and it was kind of the multiple fractal dimensions. And I was like, whoa, man, okay, how do we? And I just kept hearing, ground into being multidimensional. And so this is something we're going to get used to doing. At first, it was kind of like, I'm going to fall over like this, it's like, because anyways, fascinating. So this is all new and we're learning, big learning curve, right? We're learning as we go, but it's exciting. And I'm thrilled because it really is physically here now. Like it's happening to us in the human level now, in the physical level, in our lives, in the world. Like it's landed.
Mm. So I want to revert back, and I love what you're sharing because it's alive in my awareness also, and the way that you articulate it just helps to land it and anchor in such a much with more stable roots, I'll call it. It's like, oh, it's
Yeah.
got something to grasp onto in the understanding and holding the frequency that has enough structure, Metatronic structure, if you will, so that it stabilizes as it spins instead of just being chaotic all over the place. When we got to that point where we went into 0 degree of all the alignments of these stars, and it's something that you really facilitate. It's a reset, it's a rebirth, but there's an opportunity for, and again, through the rebirth, it's really a resurrection. It's
Mhm.
one form of consciousness fizzling out and another one coming into a new form of creation. It's in essence a timeline jump in what's possible through our creation, which is wonderful. And you're a resurrection doula without question. You
Mhm.
hold the space and that's like, you're so meticulous in how precise that field is that we're landing into. Um, as Gaia is going through this transition, as humanity is experiencing a shift, I understand when you speak in generalities about the collective, but what does that mean for the individual? What has to transcend through that resurrection so that
Mm.
we can have the heightened experiences that are promised on the other side?
Such a great question. Okay, so we're talking about, you know, bigger level, greater level is what's happening on the planetary field. But then within that, we all live in that field, right? So we all have an opportunity then to also land or time jump, right? Timeline shift into what Metatron calls our ascension timeline.
Mm.
Okay, we were born into more of kind of the 3D human timeline, and now, okay, when I look at the quantum field, it's like an array or a kaleidoscope of all these flashing timelines, potential future outcomes, right? And they're just shimmering and fascinating, and but they're still etheric, right? We have to like lock onto one and then start to make it ours. So that's why visualizing an intention is so important, because then you are in a way giving the field your guidance of the timeline you want to connect to. When I was going through this process, I kept hearing, tune in as you're lighting up your light body, your soul blueprint, activate that you can lock right onto your soul ascension timeline and then make that your home. Like that's what you're going to prefer. And we all have free will, so that's what I'm going to choose to ground into every day and make it my foundation, make it my home base. And it's holographic, of course. This is where we go kind of beyond that 3D mind, right? More into the quantum mind that is holographic, and we begin to influence the formation of living our soul ascension incarnation. That has been a game changer for me. This is where then you begin to embody more up into your higher self mind. You're no longer over in the back reptilian brainstem amygdala of the unconscious mind, right? You're starting to really run your light body, live in your light body, ground into your ascension timeline. It's encoded, right? This allows your soul source code to turn on, and then that's what lights up in your reality around you and magnetizes in what is your master plan, right? Your blueprint, your master plan. What I found by going through this process, and then still in it, I even had I had a kind of aha moment a couple days ago, because we're leaving this old timeline, this old system of just trying to take as much as you can. It's a parasitic system, right? It's an extraction system. And we had to go in and use force to get anything in that timeline. And so I'm a master of force. And I'm having to unlearn that, right?
Mm.
And be more, as we're talking, getting into the flow and allowance, and using more, not my force, but use my visioning and my intentioning and my frequency of what I want to allow to be alive in me and to flow in me. It's unlearning the old way and having to now it's like a new habit, right? Having to practice and adapt and learn this new way of being in, as you said, that flow.
Mm. It's, I really appreciate what you're sharing and about learning in a new way also. And somehow I feel like we're getting out of the loop of understanding. And it feels like in many ways, we've been in kindergarten thinking that we're advanced, and we keep repeating that 2 + 2 is 4 and coming up with a
Yeah.
million different ways to articulate that in a very complex way to make us seem more advanced. But we're still in 2 + 2 = 4 in that reality. It's very remedial.
Yeah, if people ask me, how do you know if you're still in the old system, right? What are some of the signs? And so just look, if you kind of think of a top-down hierarchy, that's what we're seeing. The oligarchs basically are controlling the world. Well, if you come in and on a personal level, it's the ego that's been controlling us, right? Our ego has been controlling our thoughts and our decision making and our actions. And so you begin to watch where your own hierarchy is still trying to assert force, and that's what I had to watch for. And
Mm.
when you catch it, I just, of course, immerse it in light and begin the unraveling process of that, because I don't want that active in me anymore. And so it's a shift again within ourselves from hierarchical ego control coming into the divine soul leading you in your life through the heart. It's a complete reorientation, isn't it? From up to the mind control button down into the heart, leading by the heart. So some of the things that you can look for too, so you're looking for kind of ego control, you would look for, like, if you get triggered like any competition, that's another
Mhm.
one. And you got to watch how you're running your energy. Are you balancing your energy every moment? That's the new system. It's a circular system. So what outflow, inflow, what we send out, we receive back in equally. And I had to find that where I was, maybe I can get this for free, or maybe I can, just sneak that, through, we can't do any of that anymore. We have to really watch, be vigilant on ourselves, where we are not balancing the exchange of energy with others or with our beloved planet. Like, this is a big deal. So that's some things to look for.
The vision I was getting as you were speaking about that's like a water filtration system, and the second it stops spinning, it stops purifying the water, and
Yes.
you get some of the toxins and the pollutants that you're trying to take it out. So we have to be aware of our energetic body
Yes.
and of the spin for the purification that's taken place. And it seems like it's effort, but it really isn't. What we're actually doing is we're activating its normal rotation rather than just being stuck in this like very dense type of mechanic that doesn't serve anymore.
Yes, and what keeps that balanced rotation that you're talking about become a continuum, right? It's just never ending. In the center, it's 0 point, and that's what Metatron's cube comes in, because the
Mhm.
center of Metatron's cube is 0 point. So it's the power of 0 point to keep us in that continual flow.
It's fun. I get back to free energy. It's like that's
Yes.
where you emanate free energy from. It's like it's right there. It's available for everybody at all times.
Yes.
So how do we move from ego reactions into higher awareness? I get this one thing to be aware that we're carrying that, but how do we consciously create the environment that we can be more in the higher awareness perspective and creating from there?
Well, as I've gone, that we call it shadow work. That's working with the ego control, the ego resistance. I find that it's kind of a less developed part of the human psyche, and it's probably running on scarcity programming, and it's so you begin to, when you
Mm.
catch it, you begin to remove the scarcity programming. You begin to kind of reassure that part of your human psyche. What I did was I partnered with it, and I said, all right, you're going to come with me on the ascension. I'm not here to annihilate you or destroy you, right? I'm here, and you're going to come
Mm.
with me, and we're going to evolve together. And that heart connection, felt the compassion, felt like I will keep it safe and I'll take care of it. And it just stopped fighting me as much. I think also too, it needed to really sense and see and feel that I am bringing the soul in daily, that it's not out there, right? The more that
Mhm.
I could actually embody soul presence, is like, oh, okay, there really is a wise consciousness here that I can trust. It's not, some figment of your imagination. It's literally here, real, and it has calmed down considerably.
Mm. One thing that you're really just so good at, and you invited in with the people that you're guiding as well, is also properly setting up your environment, not just your physical space, but who it is that you're exchanging consciousness with, whether it be in classes, whatever you're choosing to consume, that may be outside of your physical environment. Um, and just the really dense energies that don't really support what you're creating. It's not that you're, how can I put this? It's not that you're completely leaving a field, but you're really aware about who you're choosing and what you're choosing to create in.
Well, I think just kind of building on what we were talking about with 0 point, the more that I maintain 0 point, the more then I'm in my own what we would consider a golden ratio orderly vortex instead of a chaotic tornado vortex. And most people around us are in the chaotic field, they're in the chaotic tornado. And so the more that I just am in my own stillness, you know, in my calm, it it just kind of moves that away, right? It just
Mm,
moves the chaos away. So then it also naturally kind of moves those who are even addicted to that drama and chaos, moves them away. I find that I have become over time just really devoted to maintaining that for the safety and health and happiness of my human self inside, right? My inner child.
mm,
Like I'm the adult here. I'm going to take care of it, you know, make sure. So I have to maintain this. So you kind of move into a more of a level of accountability and responsibility, and really it's a maintenance thing you do. But I find if I don't do it, it's just feels horrible. So it's worth it for
right.
me to add that in. Just it doesn't have to take a lot of time, you know, just add that in, kind of a way of life, you know, it's a lifestyle to maintain that calm 0 point stillness. I have to go to nature at least probably 2 or 3 times a week, and nature is
Mm,
it's an organic 0 point field. So anybody, if you aren't, you know, see if you can carve out at least half an hour or something to get in. I can literally feel when I walk into it, it's an immediate shift into that 0 point field. And just you could just sit there and soak it in, you know. And I'm a new person as soon as I'm done, you know. It's like it just feels amazing. So there's ways that you can, you know, obviously that's one way to maintain it, but there's, you know, Metatron has given us these techniques to maintain it very quickly and regularly. And it's also creating, because you're embodying the soul now in your light body, right? In your chakra pillar, you are now running your field on what we call soul magnetism. And so we were talking about that inflow, outflow. Now your own soul magnetism is pulling in what
mm.
matches you and your highest good and your blueprint, right? Your master plan. That eliminates having efforting anymore, right? You don't have to force anymore your own. So I trust my soul magnetism is drawing in exactly what I need in the perfect divine timing. And boy, does it ever.
Yeah, it does. And sometimes it's a little shaky, kind of waiting for the outcome because we want to be in motion. It's the co-creation. It's once you land with a little more faith and trust and the natural fluidity of how it emerges, it starts to bring a lot of peace. And we notice that our nervous system responses and our reactions really begin to shift dramatically. Another thing I wanted to ask you about, and it goes back to the 0 degrees of the planets, again, this resurrection, new time
Uh, yeah.
and place that we're in. How much in this leap do emotional clearings and ancestral healings
Uh,
still matter in how we're moving forward? Because you would think that, oh, we jumped and it's okay and everything's cleared, it's all gone, but I'd love your take on that.
well, boy, I wish it was like in Blink like that, but it isn't. As we shift, so we go through these threshold shifts, right? So as you, what is that? That's like you bumped up into a higher frequency octave, like you went up. And what does that do? It's your own power, your own light power, then begins to naturally repel out non-resident energy. And that's why I mentioned after being in Egypt for almost a month, I came home and just like purge, right? And so you're in a releasing, a cleaning or cleansing, right? A letting go of all this old energy from being in the old system. And it could be ancestral lineage energies, right? It could be past life trauma. I mean, it probably is. It's probably all of that. And you're just pushing all this out. And it's hard on the body, but I just had to learn to rest if I need rest, and hydrate and take silica, and all the things, electrolytes, everything you need to support yourself as your own inner powerful light ball, right? That ball of powerful light that is you is moving this out and being done with it and being cleared of it. One of the things though that it does is, so it's kind of like it's like you're emptying your container, right? And then you
Mm.
replace it with your soul light ball, right? You're coming in and replacing what you're purging out of the container. And so then your own force field is getting stronger and more illuminated and higher magnetism, higher frequency. And then I also noticed that it allows, by kind of getting the sludge out, the density out, it allows what's encoded within us that's probably dormant. It allows your inner
Mm.
source code to turn on, you guys. This is what is exciting. And I noticed all through last night, it's kind of interesting. We're talking about this right now. All through last night, I was in a way kind of like that cognitive sleeping, and watching myself. And I was full on doing like helping people escape the matrix. I'm like, oh my God, this is exhausting. Can we sleep? And they're like, oh, this is your soul work. You're helping people exit the matrix. I'm like, okay. I get it. All right. So you become more aware and conscious of your soul mission, your soul purpose, and what your gifts are and what you're here to do. And last night it was all night, just constantly, and using the soul source code to help unlock the matrix, get people out. Like, it was fast. It was actually like like a sci-fi movie or something, but it was happening.
It's and there's an authority that comes through when you anchor in that soul mission also. It's Meg and I were speaking last week, and it's we were still using some of the terms that we used maybe from a couple of years ago. Well, if people do this and if this happened, and we want to invite people into this, it's like, and then it was so clear. It's like, I'm not going to invite you. I'm going to tell you how it works. And if you choose to do what I tell you, you're going to experience a tremendous shift in what's available. And we all have our different experiences, but the acquiescing to allow people to come in and half stepping into truths isn't really serving us anymore.
Mm. Yeah, that's why I think this year is a big deal, because we
Mhm.
can't sit on the fence anymore. This
Right.
year it is the reset. It is the quantum shift. So we're having to get real clear on where we put our focus and our energy and our, really where you invest all of you, right? Your money and your heart, love, health, everything, where you are putting all that, you're going to need to get really singular clear on what you are supporting for yourself and for Gaia. And so we can't be dabbling, we can't be wishy-washy. We're going to have to really like make a choice, because we're at the quantum fork in the road, you guys. It's one or the other. You can't kind of have one foot in each timeline. That will actually probably make you crazy. Like, you're going to need to jump into one or the other, stay on one or the other. So I'm glad you're bringing that up. I think sometimes, we need to just kind of be real clear that this is the year, that's the day that we got to make
Yeah.
that choice.
And this is really in alignment with a lot of conversations that I've been having with community and in sessions and all that. How important that I feel, and actually I know that the act of devotion is in what we're choosing to bring into our lives. It's like we say that we want this or we want that and the other thing, but what are we doing to be a force of that creation? And in the not doing, we're being a force of the non-creation that we want, the opposite of what it is that we're choosing to bring in. And again, the field is getting so responsive that
Yeah.
it's going to
Immediate.
respond to the
Yeah.
stimulus that we
Yeah.
feed it.
Immediate. And I love that you said that too, because that is where if you really start to watch, like be your own observer, journal what you're observing, like watch, because you're going to have to catch, it might even be a nuance where you're still giving your power over to the old extraction matrix. So you have to kind of keep an eye on, like for me, I had a catch where my ego was really addicted to the drama. And I was like, oh my, okay. I had to go into showing how actually destructive it is and help it feel what zero, it didn't know what 0 point was. So I had to like kind of
Right.
bring it in and let's just be in this for a while so you understand this is so yummy. This is so much better than being in the drama, right? Being in the chaos. And pretty soon it was like, oh yeah, I'm sold, right? And it let go, it just let that go. So
Nice.
watch for there's any parts of you that kind of, it's almost like lines or cords, you know, it could be emotional attachment cords where you're still entangled a bit in that old system. Then you just kind of pull yourself back out of it. I use the analogy of like imagine you're stepping out of a dark web, right? You're popping the cords, you're coming out of the dark
Mm.
web, and you're coming fully into your own light body.
Mm. That's powerful, Meg. And y'all, I have good news for y'all and better news. The good news is that, again, we're anchoring this. And again, what Meg brings for me, and I love having these conversations, is that there's an awareness and there's my own activation, but to help those roots, like they get fertilized with more of that energy and the essence and the light quotient to truly anchor into that new field of creation is super powerful. So again, we're fertilizing the possibilities and the potentiality into a really strong and stable activation and actualization.
Mhm.
That's the good news. The better news is that we're not just leaving you hanging here. We're going to get into the special offer in a little bit because Meg's going to take you deeper into it. And she's really talking about awakening visionaries and really learning how to harness your intuitive guidance systems, overcoming the uncertainty, and really get into that soul-driven like activation, that purpose that's coming on here. So we'll get into the special offer in a little bit. It's phenomenal that Meg's bringing it on in this way. I'm actually really excited about this one because I know what Meg is motivated with right now, and it's pretty strong. It's pretty. I haven't felt you this strong
Yeah.
in the 12 years that I've known you. This is powerful.
I
Uh,
had to actually I was so overwhelmed by it all. Like it's taken me months to be able to even just kind of handle this energy is like overwhelming. But yeah, it's good juju. It's good stuff.
This is great juju coming through. And before we get into the special offer, we have some questions that have been coming in.
Okay.
A few people with their hands raised also. So um, I want to get into a little audience participation
Yes. Yes, yes,
uh,
yes.
before we get into the offer, because I have a strong sense that y'all are going to provide some amazing insights through your questions. And as people are coming online, I want to ask you, what are you excited about, Meg?
Just so many things came at once. One of the first things that I'm really thrilled about right now is seeing, because I'm an old timer, I awakened 31 years ago. So
Mm.
I'm really excited about seeing so many people wake up. Like there's an awakening happening. I was wondering if that was ever going to happen. So I'm thrilled to see how many people are waking up. And I'm also really excited about this. What do we call it? It's like people are now proud to be compassionate beings, you know. I
Mm.
think there is just this whole kind of a backlash over the last 5 years or so that made you feel like there's something embarrassing to be a compassionate being, like to have to care about each other or have compassion for each other. There was this kind of, at least here in the United States, you know, there's like this movement to make it feel like there's something, you know, like the word woke became something that was disdained. And I I'm thrilled to
Mhm.
see people finally kind of going, no, wait a minute, I am a compassionate being and I'm proud of that. And I really see that spreading now. So it's not something to be ashamed of or embarrassed of. It's something that's a superpower for us. That's like we
Mhm.
need to really vibrate it and share. Again, there's the circular, right? And share it with each other, share it with our animal kingdom, our plant kingdom, our beautiful Gaia. Like this is something we should not let anyone try to make us ashamed of. Hold on to that superpower.
I think that's an extremely important statement as well, because if we're not in circulation of what we're receiving also, we make it more dense, we slow it down, and it becomes something that begins to suffocate, brings us back into a lower density mind of creation, and it slows everything into a place where the creation that wants to come through from it atrophies.
Yeah.
And so to be in circulation of what we are experiencing, it's one of the core components of what is needed to keep that stabilized toric field uh, spinning and if you will, polishing itself in the crystalline field, right? Becoming brighter and brighter.
Well, I also think too, it's kind of a conundrum for the mind because we are moving into, in a way, our own crystalline circulation, right? You know, our continuum. We're breaking free from that global matrix simulation, and we're becoming sovereign, right? We're becoming more independent thinking. Like this is all wonderful, but also we're feeling more of the unity consciousness with each other and with the universe. Like it's the mind's probably having trouble understanding that, but that's what's happening. We're becoming more contained and more unified with
Mhm.
all that is.
Yeah. It's fascinating what's happening now and our awareness with it as well. Great questions in the chat box. I want to go to Barbara first. Barbara, welcome to the call. It's good to see you.
Oh my gosh. Um, I guess the only question I have is Meg. Hi, John. Hi, Meg. Um, is you mentioned something about July 7th, and I've been having headaches every day for about a week.
Mm.
And I'm drinking more water. I'm doing what I normally do. I feel great. I've never felt better. But like even right now, I've got this darn headache. Is that part of this shift?
Well, the it could be the the shift that happened. Uranus is like lightning, it's electrical. And so I felt it going up and down the nervous system, up and down the electrical body, like it was just really intense. But also, too, if you're feeling, I know when I have any kind of purging or clearing of the unconscious, it's the reptilian brainstem amygdala. I have a lot of neck pain and a headache. And so that's also um, a sign that it's trying to release, but it may be getting kind of stuck there.
Yeah.
Or Metatron would say the energy, it releases in the same form that it came in. So it could be it was trauma in the amygdala. Amygdala is the emotional brain. So it could be, it could be trauma there and it's releasing and we feel it and it's painful as it comes out. So when I've been having those off and on all year. Like so this isn't unusual.
Okay.
What I do is I do put some like arnica and peppermint, just to bring some ease in there. Rub that in, and then I use the vortex, Barbara, and you can run the light. You can just just imagine you're bringing the crystal diamond light down the chakra pillar, down the crown, and just run it into where the compression is in the head, in the neck, wherever you're feeling it. Just let that light soak in and begin to kind of loosen it. There you go. And we're just going to help move that gently up and out of the cranium and out of there at the top of the spine, brainstem, amygdala. Woo, stuff's popping off the back of the amygdala. And we're just blessing it and letting it return to creator source. So we're recycling that energy into light. Okay, there goes more off. You're also having some come off the temples. We'll just pop that off. So it feels like the body is trying to let go. The body is trying to clear and release. And so you know, you can use that technique or your own to help that on its way out, right? You know, help it lift it out, move it out. Chronic breathing, you know, just letting it lift.
So I got to work at it.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
I'd like to do the little bing, 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 and it's gone. Okay, I will stop trying to ignore it, and I will
You're gonna be
help
bewitched.
help ease it out. Yeah, thank you,
Mm.
Meg.
Well,
And what I would suggest also, these are great awarenesses, but support it. Give it the booster by drinking good water, going out in nature, really facilitating. You have a remedy that's available to you there. Now, what can support it so it can be exponentially effective? And being conscious of that it's going to accelerate the alleviation of that density that you're feeling into higher states of awareness. And there's a breakthrough that's happening also. There's things that are like cracking through because something else is choosing to grow from there. And so it's also can be a really good sign that things are shifting and moving, but we have to help it.
like with you said, like kind of with ease and grace. I had this dream last week where I was having this growth on my neck, and I go to the doctors and they'd surgically pull it out, and then it would grow back, and they'd have to go back and they surgically put it there. And finally I woke up and I'm like, what the hell is that? And they're
Yeah.
like, stop using the old extraction method of force. Get into the flow. Your body is trying to release it. I'm like, holy cow, okay. And it was very insightful. Get in the flow.
Yeah, and I would suggest that anything that's coming up in density is yes, let's be present with it. Let's be very linear and critically aware of what's happening, but also let's welcome that discomfort because it's an opportunity to shift into a higher vibrational state of beingness. And
It's
so,
not to punish us. It literally is your body is trying to release it.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So again, if we can bring in an essence of gratitude or thank you or awareness to it's like, all right, you can't hang, but thank you for showing up because I'm ready to get to what else I have access to in the highest. All right, let's continue. Alex, let's go to you now. Welcome to the call.
You're on mute.
Hi,
Hi.
I was
Yes.
just finding my unmute button. Hi, I know that we're here to clean up a bunch of stuff, but this lifetime's been pretty shit. And at the moment, I feel so incredibly sensitive that I just don't want to be around people. You know, everything sort of triggers and hurts, and it causes pain, or you know. And I know I need to be around people, but it just causes so much triggering and pain.
This is where we learn how to manage our field so we can be around people. So instead of so this is kind of some of the steps out that Metatron had me learn, because I was the same way. Is think of it like your chakra pillar. You know, these are your empath antennas. Right, all these chakras are like sensory antennas, and we were born into a world where we pointed them all out. So you're just empathing everything around you, not just the physical, but also the astral, which you guys, it's brutal. It's a battle going on there. So what Metatron had me do is say, okay, your empath system is your superpower, and you're not using it the way you should. So had me start to learn to redirect them inwards. So I unlocked from where my antennas were fixed on the world around me, the astral plane, the people around me. I'm not empathing everyone's energy in anymore. And I redirect them in and hold them and lock them into my soul presence in my pillar. And that's who I empath, and that's who I read, and that's who I tune, and that's who I hear. And this is what I teach in this course that we're offering today. It's a completely different way of using your sensitivity superpower power for your highest good now, not to make you want to leave the planet.
Yeah. Okay. Because I do want to leave the
I
planet.
know, I can feel it in you. And because if you're ingesting all that garbage and all that toxicity, I would want to leave the planet too. That's horrid. So as you flip them in, you now are only, and you're only attuned to your own light, your own divinity. And everything around. Here's another tip. I don't hard lock my focus on anything unless I want my antennas to go to it.
Mm.
So when you're out in the world, even if you're at the market and you're talking to the sales clerk, whatever, I just soft focus. Hey, how you doing? Oh, thank you so much for that soft focus. And then you stay contained. Does that make sense, Alex?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Try it. You'll
Okay.
notice the difference. That way, then we are here and we're engaged to a certain extent, but we're also staying pretty contained in our own field.
Okay.
And Alex, I have to share, I've been going through a transition where I've been extremely sensitive, have not been wanting to be around other people, very cocooned inward.
Yeah.
And I kind of got also that my guides kind of put a lid on me for a little while because I wasn't supposed to be in the immersion of other people or collective consciousness in ways that I'm typically more porous. And so there was something in where I was being taken care of through a period of collective consciousness, but I was also being brought home to myself,
Yeah.
also being brought home to myself and my truth. And it could feel very isolating and lonely,
Yeah.
but very
Yeah.
relaxing simultaneously. And it's a little confusing, but
It's really confusing. All of my world has dropped away. My partner of 30 years, my 4 kids have sort of gone off, and all my friendships have kind of just drifted. It's really
so
confusing and really
we're coming
isolating.
back to 0 point to self. We're coming back into an understanding. And now we're just offered to you that wherever love was given, it's never been lost. And so what do we take what's been accumulated in us and it's birthing something new.
It's a birthing.
And maybe those things that we believe are gone are not necessarily gone. They're just being re-identified and reorganized to meet you of where you're what you're opening up to. So I offer that to you for hope and awareness through my own personal journey and
Mhm.
to tune in. And I think we should go into Meg's special offer now. There's
Well,
practical ways and quantum tools that are available for you to stabilize that wobbly spin so that you can get more stable with it and then you can start creating with what you really want to bring into your life rather than what's left, what's died off and I don't know what to do and all I can do is mourn what's left because I can't be excited about anything that's coming because I don't know what that looks like. You were gonna say,
Yeah.
Meg?
it's the birthing cocoon that you're in. So
Oh.
so the more, and I would hear Metatron say, don't look back. 'Cause the more that the mind locks on to the past, you're not forward opening up to what's coming alive for you, right? We're not present. We're
Okay.
fixated on what was behind us in the past. So the more that we can just bless it, just fill yourself with all the gifts of it, and then continue to stay focused on your path of light in front of you of what's birthing alive in the new.
Mhm. And
Okay.
any of y'all that are feeling that, Alex, as you're feeling it, make no mistake about it. It's challenging.
Yes.
I'm
Yeah.
not trying to make it like it's a walk in the park. We're
No.
all going through our own walk through the fires initiation, but we're being forged into such a beautiful activation. And so walk forward, be in community that's really supporting where it is that you want to go and and just do your practices daily and
Yeah.
tune in and focus on where you want to go, even if it's just a little bit, even if it's just a tiny little drop at a time, before you know it, that cracks the ice sheath open and the fluidity of that crystalline water really has an opportunity to open. So it's there. And with the right
Okay.
tools, the right community, the right intention, I think you might really be surprised between now and maybe what starts coming in, by 2026 in the new energies.
Because as we're letting go of the old, we're in this void space, and not much is showing up in the outer human reality yet. It's all happening first inside us, and it's not an empty void. It's pure alchemical power. That's new. That's the birthing cocoon. That's the new, like John said, like let your egg crack open and you look in, and there's the nucleus of the new. That's what's forging inside. It just doesn't show up yet on the outer human reality for a bit until it really lands and is anchored and is alive in us. And then that magnetism starts to go, kicks in, and then things start to show up. I've been in the void for long periods of time, and it freaks the human out, right? Because they're like,
Yeah.
what the hell's going on? But it's feel the birthing going on inside me. I would hear my higher self like, okay, we're just going to lay down, and it calls it field work. We're going to do field work. And I'm like, oh my God. Okay. But it's the imagining and the visioning and the, and getting that clear idea of what you want in birth, so give you guys some field work time too.
Yeah.
Okay.
I call Meg. It's like, Meg, what the hell? What the hell? And that's why, we call her the resurrection doula. It's like, all right, come on. Just help me hold that field, because I feel what's on the other side. I feel it.
Yeah. You
But
can
dang, when am I going to get there? It's like, when's it? It's like, it's sometimes it just moves so slow, but before you know it,
Yeah.
it's like a slingshot effect that potentially opens up. So blessings to you, Alex, and thank you
Thank you.
from your heart.
Thank
So
you.
we're going to take more Q&A. This is so powerful today.
Okay.
And before we get into Q&A, though, I want to get into the special offer, because Meg is really anchoring something in that's just, it provides what's necessary for that alchemical journey of what's happening. It anchors in the field of new potential in the jump of the timeline. And she has a tool. She's had them for a long time, but she's really bringing them in a way that perhaps it's just our energetic body can finally assimilate what we've been trying to share for a long time. We're ahead of the game, but our physical body and our mental body is finally active and at such a place that it's ready to turn on what's possible now. So again, the special offer is tremendous. Y'all click on the link underneath the video where you're watching the call from, special offer button, click on that. The link's also in the chat box, or you can access the special offer at beyondtheordinaryshow.com/marketplace. You'll find Meg's picture under, click on the special offer button there. And Meg, if you would guide everybody through what they're going to be experiencing as they go through this offer with you.
Okay, so this is my technique to help you strengthen your, I call it your inner compass. Like we're talking about, right, coming in and really developing that higher self guidance. Because as we go into what's coming in the next couple of years, we are going to need our higher self guidance. We are going to need our psychic intuition. We cannot rely on what's going on around us, because we are experiencing a collapsing system. We need to have that inner compass dialed. And so this is why I felt like it's time to put this program out there for everybody. And this is an online program, and it's made of 3 modules. And let me just we'll pull it in. Let's scroll down. Let's see here. It's giving you the spiritual clarity that you need to manage your daily life, right? And to stay on your path of light, to follow. We were talking earlier about, right, your heart-led truth, living with this psychic sight that's guiding you now. Also, as you're opening up, let's go all the way down to the modules. If you want to scroll down, module 1, the modules are made of video training. They're about 3 hours long, with Q&A and demonstration, with training manuals and audio downloads. Like, I've given you a full comprehensive course to deep dive into this. And there's workbooks where am I blocked? Where can I not visualize? Where can I not connect and communicate with my higher self? Where am I experiencing the ego resistance? And we even go into where we just talked about that, empathing the energy around you. How do I learn to manage this? Also, this whole collective spell that's running called Wediko, this is a big deal. We need to unplug from it and clean up our mental bodies and only hear and tune in to our soul truth only. And so these are the module 1 really helps you identify what you're dealing with. And then we start going into the removal of that, how to clear that. I teach you a quantum vortex technique to start cleaning. We talked about emptying the container, right? We get in and we start cleaning this out, removing the barrier between mind matter connection and the distortion filters in the third eye, removing the ego where it tries to block spiritual communication at the crown, disentangle out of the 3D mind matrix, and also clear the virus, the program. It's like software running, looping in the back of our minds and activating the pineal crystal and your etheric neural network. And then you go into module 3, and I'm going to lead you through all these steps and activate you, opening up that etheric neural net. That's like your intranet to your higher self. Get that lit up, get that turned on, working with your empath antennas, igniting your third eye lens, and really starting to practice with your clairvoyance, amplifying that heart magnetism. And then I've added a bonus gift here, 3 months access to my private membership. We meet twice a month. I lead group activations, very timely on what's happening literally that month. And we have a great group of spiritual ninjas that are in that group that you would be joining. And what I love about it is that you are not only getting the program to work with, but you're getting live reinforcement with me with the 3 months in the membership as well.
Yeah, this is great. And what I love about the ascendant spiral also is that it's also in real time. So it's like
Yeah.
what's happening now? What's presenting itself, and how do we amplify and shake off what's ready to be shaken off? So I really appreciate that you brought that in as well, because that also allows the other practices to be put into effect, because as we're showing in real time in community and demonstrating to each other what's evolving, then these other protocols
Right.
and tools and transmissions helped with the alignment of what's presenting in the field. So you're keeping in touch with the current news of the energetics that are expanding through the membership. You have the tools to really integrate and assimilate and to shed what's ready to be shed. And again, you're just humming on all those cylinders that are possible to you, because again, you're keeping your environment in such a pristine way. Again, the capacity for the rotation of your spin becomes extremely lubricated and fluid. And that's when you really start humming, when you start functioning on all cylinders in that way. It's a powerful vortex to be creating from. So I'm
Yeah, it's interactive. Every members, they ask for help on this or questions on this, and then with the last hour of twice a month, we do group work. We're in and we're clearing and we're doing healings and upgrades and activations. So it's powerful work. I noticed a question on Wediko. Wediko is a term that is from the Native Americans, and they call it a collective psychosis.
There you go. So one thing I want to invite, if y'all are on the special offer page, if you're not, I suggest that you open it and go down to module 2 and look at the image, the quantum vortex image
Yeah.
there. When I'm speaking of the spin, imagine that spin just really like igniting in its full power and luminosity. And that's what's being brought in. It's like, see yourself standing on Metatron's cube and the spin happening and the fluidity of that. And that's what we're creating with. And
It's a powerful ascension tool. It accelerates the clearing. What would take months or years. We can get in there and clear it in minutes. Like, it's extraordinary, the power of what this tool offers for us. And it also is, it's firing on 12 cylinders. It fractally opens us to all 12 dimensions. Like, this thing is extraordinary what it's doing. You can, Metatrons say, you could just do one-on-one sessions where you open the vortex and just sit with a minute and they'll be changed forever. I mean, you don't have to say anything. So I encourage people to get into it and work with it, because it's a quantum leap tool.
And it stabilizes the field. It's just it's powerful, y'all. I hope y'all take advantage of the special offer. It is a special offer because y'all are
recorded, Barbara. It is recorded.
Wonderful. So again, the offer is there for you. Add it to the cart. It's $147. There's a 2 payment option. There's a 30-day money back guarantee, all to make it a no-brainer for y'all to really go in and be with this technology and these tools that are really here to support you. And what an amazing time to do it. So again, y'all take advantage of that. And with that, let's go ahead and take some more Q&A.
Sure.
Laura, let's go to you. Welcome to the call.
John. Hi, Meg. I apologize, my camera was off. I had to run and get more water, speaking of hydration. So I wrote the question in chat, but I have real issues with control, and I know where they stem from, but I just don't know how to let them go. And in talking about, moving on to this, 5D and the ascension, and I feel like it's a weight holding me down. So do you have any advice on how to?
You're saying there's a pattern of control. I didn't quite hear what you said. Pattern of control?
Yes, sorry, pattern of control and micromanaging.
Okay. All right, excellent. So when you just kind of tune in, let's, just go, okay, where's that coming from? Let's just kind of tune into where's the root cause of that, what in me is needing that sense of control and micromanaging, because it's creating, in a way, kind of a false sense of safety for you. So there's some part of the human psyche or inner child that is not feeling safe. And this could be that it was wounded in the past or past life, and could be even the family environment or the ancestral lineage was also running some consciousness or patterning or programming that the world is not safe for you, and these kinds of things. So it feels like it's a safety issue. So you're looking for almost like, where do I have to restore myself to feel safe? Where are my little weak spots, right? Where am I shaky? Where am I vulnerable? That's where I need to kind of reinforce those parts to feel safe. And it does feel actually infrastructure wise in your energy. So it's what I would do. I had a core wound around violation and not feeling safe because of childhood abuse. And so I had to come inside. So imagine like you're just going to wrap your arms around your inner child and just bring her into the heart space with your beautiful soul, where she can stay. I keep her in there where she's like in that safety cocoon of love, and I'm nurturing her and I'm taking care of her. And I made a commitment. I'm going to protect you. I'm not going to ever let anything harm you. I am watching 24/7. I'm keeping an eye on everything. I am stepping up on, being responsible for you. And if you can feel the energy lifting off your shoulders, she just starts to let that, just let it go, right? She just can, okay, I can relax inside here in the heart space now. Here goes more off the back. You're just letting that lift off your shoulders. It's burdens coming off and weights of the world coming off, and just let that lift off. So you're giving your child permission. It's not her job to let it go. It's not her job. That's not her job. So, right, that's your responsibility. She's a child. Let her be a child. Let her be innocent. Let her be full of wonder. Let her be full of joy. Okay, there goes more off, Laura. So this is a great process for you of just giving your child permission to let it all go. She doesn't have to control or micromanage, because the higher you've got it. You step in.
Meg, this is so awesome. I had my membership call earlier this morning. and someone asked me a question about integrating their inner child and bringing them forward and assimilating new, and my response was exactly the same thing. It's
Uh,
not up to your inner child to do that. Your inner child gets to be the luminosity and the innocence and such a profound connection to the divine that it doesn't need to evolve and become anything else. And that's your journey, and you're bringing something in and you're merging those energies. You're not forcing it to become something that it's not. So
especially
powerful.
if they were abused, you're helping in a way bring them back into their natural organic innocence again, right? And their play, their
Mm.
fun, their joy, their magic.
I love their answer. Again, that came up just now. You answered it
Their
in,
magic.
in the similar energy that I did, in a similar understanding and awareness. So
It's still lifting off you, Laura. So you just, yeah, stick with that. That
mhm,
process. Whew, just unwinding off.
feeling it too.
Thank you
I
so
love
much.
all the colors,
I have
but I love all the colors behind you, by the way. I think that's really like a celebration to
Rainbow.
all of us.
all my scarves. I use them as like art, and then I can
Yeah,
go
looks
down
like it.
Yeah, but I've been telling my inner child, I've been looking in the mirror, the left eye, like John said, and telling her that she's safe, that I love her, I protect her. Because you're absolutely right. Safety is a huge thing for me, and I don't know why. I mean, I was abused as a child.
It took me a while. Be patient, yeah, because
Mhm.
that's a that's a deep wound. That violation was a deep wound. But I kind of did both at the same time. I held her inside in safety and love, and I kept working on healing that violation wound. So I did both.
Mhm.
Does that make
Beautiful.
sense, Laura? Like they go hand in hand.
I'm working on it in therapy.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Beautiful.
I feel that. Yeah.
And choose the liberation, choose feel her lifting, and even as a mantra, just holding, feeling what Meg's gifting you here, and just I am free, you're free, you're free, you're free. Just holding her and just you're free, you're free, you're free.
And
And
you know what you can do too with this technique, because when you activate, I'm going to give you a little bit of the power of this quantum vortex. When you activate the quantum vortex, it's around your field. So it's inside a vortex is 0 point, no time. There's no time. And
mm,
so what I did is I used the vortex and I went back to my childhood prior to the violation wound, prior to the abuse. I went all the way back, and it's called time editing. And I
mm,
recreated my childhood that was healthy and happy and safe and loving. And I went in detail with the loving parents and the home and the friends and the play. And because our mirror neurons, they do not know the difference. So you can completely recode your psyche by doing time editing. It's now this is quantum work, but it's very effective.
mhm. It's
does it
powerful
matter
work.
the exact point that you were abused? Like I have flashes of it. I don't know the exact age or time.
You don't have to you just I just said take me to the origin of the violation wound. So I just right back to where it started. And in a way you're erasing it out. You're time editing it out. And so my child doesn't really think of herself as abused anymore like she used to. Right? She starts to believe she's healthy and safe and happy.
Mm.
Amazing. Wow. Thank you
It
so
is.
much.
You're welcome.
Hi, Laura. Blessings to you. Let's continue. Carol, welcome to the call.
Oh, you muted. How are you doing?
Hi,
Good.
Karen.
Happy to see you.
Yeah. I came in a little late, so is there a specific theme that we're working on? I'm so sorry I was late.
She's not.
Mostly intuition.
What question might you have?
My question is, I feel a little bit splintered in this time period. You know, I moved to a different place. I just feel like my tentacles are out in all directions. And I feel like I'm a lot more in my mind than I used to be. So that's my question. How
Right, so you're
how to
scattered.
reintegrate, like,
Yeah,
yeah,
you're
kind of,
scattered. So, okay,
and I
so you
don't know
want to use
really.
the vortex to pull yourself back in. You're
Oh,
you're fractally scattered out. pull all parts of yourself. So you're just going to swirl, pull all starts you back into your core, pull right in, where you're in the now, in your wholeness, in your core. All right, there you go. Start pulling back in.
Mm.
You have to land. You need to land in your core. There you go, right back
Okay.
into your belly and into your heart. There you go, more in. I would probably do this maybe, every day this week, just keep. So you're collecting all aspects of yourself and pulling and spiraling and right to left, anti-clockwise, pulling right in. There goes more in. Right, went to your belly.
Do you know what caused that in the first place? Or, I mean, is there something that I'm doing that's causing that?
Where are you putting your focus? How are you? Are you?
I'm with my mom now. She's 92, so I'm not in my home state. My friends are kind of everywhere else. And, so.
Is being with your mom loosening your focus away from your own sense of center?
I think a little bit, because just, she can't get around that well. And so I'm a lot home with her a lot. And, I
Do
don't want to sing in front of her and stuff.
you need
It's like
carol
certain things you
time?
do.
Can you carve out some carol time every day where you can just come back to center?
That's a great idea. Thank you so much.
It's we were talking that we're moving into this new Earth timeline, which is it's a circular timeline, and so I myself as well can get over outflowing. And that's when I realized, okay, I gotta take off. And I did this morning. I gotta get into the woods along the creek, in the nature with the deer, right, and the chipmunks and the butterflies. And I just have to inflow and fill my tank again. So if you can do that, if you can carve out some time to do the inflow, I do, pranic breath and just the inflow and fill your tank so that you're not all just draining outflow.
Mm-hmm.
That's so good.
Something powerful, Carolyn. I'm speaking from my own personal experience because I felt like I had gone totally into a mental state. My capacity to tune into my guides, that open-heartedness. I felt how open-hearted I really kind of navigate this world with when I shut down so much. It's like, whoa, it's like, what's happening? And even in meditations, I'd try to carve out space to reconnect. And the guidance came in really clearly. It's like, stop trying to reconnect outside of you. Breathe in, circulate your own energy instead of trying to source it from somewhere else. Come back to yourself. We're being guided into our own technology, into what we're enlivening through what we have accumulated along the way and what's serving us now. So even what Meg's offering also, to be an awareness that it's not meant to be fulfilled by your friends there or your mother here or by an external practice if it takes you away from you. That practice should invite you to reinforce the field that you emanate because it's expanding in a way that it's unique to you. So super important to be aware of that. What were we going to say about that, Meg?
I think it's important that we, especially this year, we need to make some on our priority. We got to carve out some self-care time. We just have to do it, you guys. I know a lot of people need a lot of from you and all, but carve out, if it's just 15, 20, 30, an hour, whatever it is, self-care time. For me, even at the end of the day, I go and soak in my salt bath. It's just like salt care. I cleanse. I have to clean the energy of the day off. And it's just like my self-care time. So I think, especially what's going on right now, we need to make that a priority.
And wake up 30 minutes earlier, go to sleep 30 minutes later, but carve out the time. It has to be your priority.
Yeah,
Has to
because
be
everything is
priority.
moving too fast, and if you're not, you're going to keep up. You want to keep up with this quantum shift. So self-care time.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Blessings,
Thank you.
Carol.
Yeah, thank you so much. That was great.
You're welcome, Carol.
Okay. Should we go into a transmission, Meg?
We can.
Let's do that. I was gonna call on a couple other people, but I feel the transmissions are really gonna serve all of us, including those of y'all with your hands up in questions. So I'd love it if we go there.
Okay, let's just tune in. We'll see what Metatron wants us to do today, just to
Great.
self-care, help our process, help our progress, right? And just help be in this kind of volatile energy that's happening on the planet right now. This is not easy for anybody to go through such a system collapse and a bridging into a new one. I think our souls knew it was coming, but I don't know if we knew it was coming. Right?
Well, I think we've been preparing for it, but we didn't know where we're going to land. That was going to be that next part of the expansion. So we've been hopping along the creek. All of a sudden, there's this big ocean seeming type of thing that we need to cross. It's like, oh shit, what do we do here? It's like,
Be
okay.
careful what you ask for. You're like,
Yeah.
okay, here it is.
But we're here. Y'all, but before Meg gets started, y'all click on the special offer link. I'd love for y'all to go deeper with Meg. She's really holding something that is just so beneficial and again, just is deeply helping us to root in that quantum activation that's happening. And it's happening. It's just how are we navigating it? What are we attuning to? What are we having a relationship with to really facilitate the grace if we want to go through it gracefully and powerfully rather than power over, because that doesn't work anymore. Powerfully into what you're choosing to create next. So again, those are the special offers there, y'all.
I think too, I love to offer, these are the steps that Metatron guided me through. I mean, just sharing what I've gone through myself and what has worked for me. We're also being asked now to not give our power away to spiritual teachers. I mean, this is where I feel the age of gurus is ending. This is again, that's of the old system and it helped us get here. But now we are quantum shifting into what we were talking about earlier, sovereignty, independent thinking, soul sourcing, right? Really embodying your soul sourcing. And this technique this is Metatron. This is how he's shown me how to bring the higher self down into the human self, soul sourcing, embodying the soul energy. This is where it's not in the ethers anymore. It's literally physically in you. You are merging your physical self with your spiritual self. This is what quantum is, right? It's the wave particle. It's the spiritual and the physical realm merging in union. That's what quantum is. So I think that it's important just to kind of just emphasize that we're becoming our own guru right now. And without that connection to your higher self mind, your higher self guidance, we're just kind of going blind, and you don't want to be doing that. You really want to know in any moment what's for my highest good, so you can take literal action on your own behalf. You have that I hear my higher self clear. Today we're going to get on the computer and we're going to go look at this, and it's like really detailed, you guys. And then sometimes it's very calm and quiet. Like I said, all right, we're going to lay down and we're going to do field work now. And I'm like, no, I have a long list of things how to do. And they're like, no, field work time. And so I'm having to, a lot of me giving up control, right? There's where I have to go, oh, okay, and go lay down and do field work. So it's in a way, trust. It's a new trust, right? We're building trust in that higher wisdom, that higher self. Because I'm telling you, the ego has never made any decisions that were really for my highest good. We do not want to be listening to the ego telling you what to do anymore. This is not coming from a place. This is an unconscious voice telling you to do things that is not for your highest good. And a lot of that voice is what we just mentioned, is wetico. It's coming in from the field. It isn't even your own voice. It is the collective psychosis telling you to do these things, or to feel this fear, or to believe in lack, or all of this. This is all as etheric astral programming. We do not want to come into our minds. We don't want to be poisoned by this. This is where we're learning to contain and rise up and hold a very high, clean, crystal clear frequency field. So we're above the fray.
Amazing.
Yeah. All right, so let's do a little work. Let's do a few steps of just getting into our path of light, you know, and this is what I do every day. This is where I was talking earlier about we each have our free will. We each are making a choice. We can't be on the fence anymore. And so if you resonate with this and you want to come with me with these steps, I'll guide you through what I do every day. This is a technique to leave behind the old paradigm, the old timeline, the old matrix, you know, and just exit the matrix and get into our own ascension timeline, which we are programmed for. Okay, to do that, let's go ahead and shift from, you know, been talking and thinking, let's just come into the body for a second. So if you want, you can put your hand on your heart, on your belly. I want to take a couple deep breaths and just start to move our focus into the core center of the body. Inhale, exhale. And we're beginning to go into that inflow, outflow, circular flow we were talking about. Just slow, deep breath. Inhale, exhale, and beginning to open up the flow of energy in your chakra pillar and your body. As we're dropping from the mind, we're also starting to move our energy down into the lower body, sitting into the hips and the root, running your energy down the leg channels to the feet chakras. And let's go ahead and lock our feet chakras. First, we're going to go onto the crystalline grid of Gaia. Just lock right onto ascending Gaia's crystalline grid. Your feet chakras work like magnets. You can just lock right on. You can also extend roots of light from your feet chakras into the ley lines of the crystalline grid and just get yourself rooted, grounded, anchored, secured. Oof, there you go. And you might even just felt it kind of tugs on your feet right onto earth. Also now, we're just doing some grounding steps. Now you're going to ground onto your soul's path of light. Kind of looks like a runway of light in front of you. Feet locked right onto your soul's path of light. This is your ascension timeline. Ooh, there you go. Lock right on, and you're claiming it. I claim this. I'm making it my home. I'm making it my foundation. Oh, I'm making it my reality, my earthly reality. That's beautiful. Locking right in. You can even imagine the light surrounding your body as you're immersing yourself in your path of light. I'm now stepping into my ascension timeline now and merging into it and allowing it to surround me and support me, provide for me. Okay, good. Whew. That grounded some more at the feet, locked in. Whew. And then imagine your path of light is just kind of like overlaying onto Gaia's path of light. So your ascension path, your ascension timeline is also syncing up with Gaia's ascension timeline. Gaia's path, there they go. Oof, and let them link up and sync up and adjust for you. And we're going up. You might be feeling like you're actually rising up higher. Oof, and higher frequency. This is a big choice. We are aligning with our beloved Gaia's ascension timeline. Let's go ahead and get the vortex spinning around the field and envision Metatron's cube under your feet in your grounding. And it's made of outer 6 circles, inner 6 circles, and then a center 13th circle. You're going to step in the center, give it your light, give it your life force. It turns it on. This is sacred geometry template of creation. There it goes. As it activates, it starts to open up a vortex of diamond white light from the feet. It rises up in a 45-degree angle, so like a V shape from your feet up and out. It's starting to open and expand your field up and out into the higher dimensions. Opening out. There we go. You might feel like you're lifting. We're going into the wave state of spirit. You're kind of feeling weightless as you merge into the field of light, into the quantum field of all existence, of all that is. Ooh, there you go. Merging in. This is what we call unity consciousness. You're blending in, merging in. There's no separation here. Ooh, and all is accessible to you here. This is an infinite field, all possibilities. And so you're going to stay there in the realm of spirit. You're also here in the physical body, in the particle field. This is the physical matter. And so let's go ahead and we're going to spin this vortex. It goes right to front, to left, to back. So right to left, spin. And as it's spinning, we're going to go ahead and spin it up faster and faster towards the speed of light. And it begins to spin out, remove out energetic veils and barriers and blockages between the spiritual realm and the physical realm. Here we go, lifting out and exhale out. As we release, everything that gets spun out is sent back to creator source into transmutation light. Ooh, we got things lifting. Now let's just go into the flow, go into allowance. And we just bless whatever's clearing, releasing that is not in coherence. We're sending it back into transmutation light. Here comes more. You might be feeling it come off the back. The back is the past, letting go of the past. You're letting, I'm feeling also energy start to release out of the front emotional chakras, solar plexus, heart, throat, releasing out. So let's just do one big spin and clearing. We'll bring the crystal diamond source purification light down the chakra pillar, down the crown, like you imagine, like you're under a shower of crystal diamond purification light. We're just going to let it wash down the head, down the body to the feet, and just command it to loosen and lift up and out what doesn't match you, doesn't serve you, which is not resonant or coherent. We spin out of the physical body, emotional body, mental body, spiritual bodies, front and back of the chakras. Exhale it out. We breathe it out, spin it out, release it out. Ooh, there goes a big weight lifting off you into source creator, into transmutation light. There goes another lift off. We bless it and return it to source. Here comes another layer off. And as we release these energies, we get lighter. You might feel like you're getting looser. You might feel like your energy field is expanding. Ooh, opening, good. Now let's go into what's called the ascending spiral. This is right, or the resurrection spiral. This is another spin rotation coming up from your feet on Metatron's cube. The cube activates it, and it's a tighter spiral. It's not a big vortex. The vortex is already spinning around your field. This is another additional spiral, and it's running right up to the root chakra. And again, right to left, but it's moving up your chakra pillar. And as it spirals up, it's clearing density, clearing the chakra pillar. And we spin out, clear out, reverse out all energies that again are not a match, that are not resonant. Here we go. As you're spiraling, you're opening and cleaning and clearing and expanding your light body, your chakra pillar, moving up past the crown into the spiritual chakras above the crown. We go all the way up to the top, 12th chakra, top of the pillar, to your higher self. And as you get up to the top of your light body, your chakra pillar, let's connect and heart to heart union, merging with your higher self. However you sense your higher self, or feel or see or imagine, your higher self is the soul aspect that is you in this incarnation. So that would be Meg in this incarnation, or John in this incarnation. This is your higher self, and we want to merge with our higher self. Yes, beautiful. Ooh, I can feel that happening. It's like a homecoming. We're coming home to our divinity. We're coming home to our true self, our higher, wiser self. Good, more connecting. And as you are coming into this presence that is your higher self, you start to attune, right? You're using those antennas, right? You're attuning to your soul's unique energy signatures. This is your soul sound waves, your soul frequencies, your soul vibrations. So just tuning in and locking into your higher self, into your soul's unique frequency of vibrations, sound waves, there we go, we're locking, and start to pull the soul energy down the chakra pillar, bringing your higher self down the chakra pillar. The center of your vortex is a vacuum, and it pulls your soul energy down into the body, down the crown, into the chakra centers, all the way down to the root pelvic floor, calling in more soul energy, soul presence, soul essence, soul consciousness, soul gifts. Your soul light is your power. Ooh, feel that in. It's like you're filling up your tank inside. Breathe it in, call it in, fill in, and replenish yourself, nourish yourself. Your soul energy is healing and regenerative and strengthening and empowering you. It's the divine you. So you're starting to bring your higher self and your lower self and merging. You're bringing your divinity and your humanity. You're merging inside you, in your chakra pillar, in your light body. Whew. Breathing in, calling in, feeling in. Anywhere that you're feeling disconnected, feel it in. Anywhere that you're feeling depleted or low on chi, just feeling in. And bringing your soul energy, your soul light, your soul essence into your heart. That starts to build that heart magnetism. Filling the heart container with soul light, soul love, soul essence. Yes, feel that. It's pulsing in your heart. And as we're bringing in our soul energy, bringing in our soul light, it's getting into your chakra pillar, which is your light body, and it is starting to get into the internal blueprint, which is your master plan. So as you're bringing in your soul light into your core, heart soul plexus area, right into your core, it's starting to light up and activate more of your soul blueprint for your ascension timeline. Ooh, feel that. And it's like a motherboard inside there in your core that just starts to light up. And yeah, it activates. Ooh. Just breathe into that. Ooh. Lighting up, turning on more of your master plan, more of your internal soul source code. Ooh. Yes. And this is where your light body is becoming your soul vessel, your new home to live in. Just runs on these crystalline codes, runs on the soul light. Ooh, more lighting up, turning on, energizing your light body. Also feeling it kind of tugging at your feet. So it's electrical current. So it's grounding your soul light current running in your light body. Yes, beautiful. Whew. We're starting to go into the inner 0 point. That Metatron's cube activates. So turning inwards again into kind of in the upper belly, like around the diaphragm area there. This is it's our kind of our natural equilibrium point. So let's just tune in there, just in there into your core center. your equilibrium point. And we can run an infinity of light there. It's going to run horizontally. So imagine we'll start the infinity right at the center, at your equilibrium point. We're going to loop it around the feminine energy on the left side, then cross over around to the masculine energy on the right side. And so you're running it horizontally right at your core 0 point, stabilizes all the aspects into balance, and right where the infinity crosses, if you tune into it, it's not moving. It is in perfect stillness in the now at 0 point. And this is the center of your circular flow, inflow, outflow, right here at the center of your core, center of your infinity at your core. It's a standing wave, 0 point balance that creates the circular flow. Whew. So let's tune into that flow for a minute. And we want it to be balanced. So what we give out, we receive down our chakra pillar and into the flow. We give out and we receive in, and we give out and we receive in. And you're constantly fed and nourished and replenished and balanced with your circular flow, your circular continuum. And when you get it where it's running in a continuum, you never run out. It's an infinite continuum. And the human can relax inside and feel safe and supported and sustained and fed and nourished in an infinite continuum, infinite circular flow, the abundant universal flow. Just breathe that in. Ooh. Just go into receiving, your receiver. Your chakra pillar is your conduit, your channel. This is your receiver. And you're receiving in the infinite abundant flow. And it fills your container, it fills your heart center. Where it overflows, you can share that out to the world. And then the infinite flow fills it again. And we're training ourselves into this new rhythm, this new flow. Let's let go of control or effort or forcing. Just let it go now. It doesn't work here. We're moving into this fluid, infinite, abundant flow. Whew. And we're claiming it as our natural rhythm now, as our natural operating system, as we're birthing alive our new soul ascension incarnation in the now, when we set this into motion. And so it is. So it is. Everyone's receiver is getting bigger so he can receive in more, huh?
I can still feel it spinning. It's still going. Y'all enjoy, like, be in relationship with this and feel. It'll bring you into equilibrium. Um, it's activating you. I hope you all take advantage. Come back and listen to the replay. Come back into this transmission, into the full conversation. It was so much here. Go into Meg's special offer. There's so much there for you all. So I have the privilege that I'm actually working with Meg on a project to activate and amplify a new timeline. And so I'm going into a deep dive with Meg in that. And again, that's available through the special offer at $147. It's so accessible and so empowering. So it's just time. It's time, y'all. So again, take advantage of it. We'll run the replay. And Meg, thank you so much. This is amazing call.
Just a blessing being here with you and everyone who's joined us. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
It's a blessing being with all of y'all here. Bowing down to you and namaste, y'all.
Same.
I look forward to seeing you on the next call. Have a great evening, good afternoon, and enjoy this transmission and this spin. Until the next time. Bye, everybody.